yet? Go up. She wild and dangerous. Go up. My crowd in rotation. Yeah. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Wait. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? I live on 10. Wait. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Hold up. Fuck the.
Hey, what's up, kings and queens? It's Theo.
And it's
Say still ugly. Anyways,
you still ugly, nigga.
Anyways, y'all, we got this interview. Sway gave EMINEM an interview, man. This is part one of it.
Part one.
Yeah, I wanna see what's going on with this, man. I wanna see if Sway still wearing them big ass hats. You know,
I think it's a little bit smaller now.
It's well, cause you know he cut the dreads. You right.
Yeah.
You know, but nah, he might keep the hat still big. I ain't seen him last since he talked to Lavelle Crawford on this thing.
Get into the video.
God damn, you don't never want to talk about shit. All you do is sit there, listen, and react. Ain't that what they say? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
Y'all ready to be history? All right.
Sway.
We're out of here.
All right, here you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Sway, so before we get started, will you please sign this for me?
You should have pulled the blood out.
Oh,
I thought he was
shit.
giving
Damn.
him a
Wow.
birthday gift.
Oh.
You don't know
Wow.
his birthday.
Look at how, yo, you look like a
What is that?
kid. You're a kid there.
Damn, man. I
He
was
could
a
have threw
baby,
some money in there too.
Crazy.
I was like teenage years. Y'all didn't know I had bars once upon a time.
Oh wait, yeah, what?
Yeah, you want me to say Marshall? You want me to say?
Yes, please.
Okay. That's
Wait,
M-A-R.
That's H-A-L-L.
Yeah, there you go. Look
Hell
at that.
yeah.
Man, I
Why he
signed
looking?
a.
Oh
Look at
man.
that, man.
Oh
Look at
shit!
Incredible.
Look at
Yo,
Sway.
yeah, man, your signature's so much better than mine. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Man, you threw me off with that.
Fucked up your whole shit.
Not really. Just impressed that you dug that deep in the crates, man. I didn't know you.
I'm always
Digging
digging
in
in
the
the crates.
That's good to know, man. That's good to know. If you want to use any lyrics from any of those songs on that vinyl, bro.
Well, I was gonna ask you when the cameras are off. There's a couple bars that I wish I could have.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Go ahead, man. What's mine is yours, man. If it make your shit tighter, you know. Let's speak on bars, though. Here we are. KAMIKAZE came out. You know, you shocked the world the way you did it. What made you do it? I mean, a Revival came out December 2017. That wasn't that long ago. It's less than a year. What made you just drop it on the world the way you did?
Because I feel like the way the climate is right now, if you give people enough time to, I got an album coming out in 2 months. You give people time to say, man, he better have a song like this or I ain't fucking with it. If he don't have a song like this, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah.
He better not be rapping like this. He better not be rapping about this or I'm not gonna fuck with it. And when you go into an album, you can go into anything with the mindset of this is gonna suck. And then even if you kind of don't feel that way, you're already kind of formed your opinion in front of all your friends and you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like giving them no warning was the best thing to do just because it doesn't give people enough time to, you know, when the Revival track list came down the pipe.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like, overwhelmingly, this shit is gonna be trash.
Yeah, it was shit.
And
well, it looked like shit.
That was before.
nobody really wanted to be wrong about it.
So
They had
silly.
already formed, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people had already, formed their opinions. So.
Yeah, that was interesting. Like, Revival really ran through the ringer, so to speak, before it even got off the ground. But
Sway,
you know,
wake your ass
this
up.
is that
Right.
day and age. You know, it's
Oh
different
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, how have you adjusted to that? Like before, which is what I find interesting about you. Before, you spent your whole career being critiqued and criticized by organizations like LGBTQ community or college campuses or police departments. You know, but hip hop always stood by you. So that was, that's where you found your refuge. But now it came from inside of hip hop. You know, how did that affect you?
Me sitting back and seeing things that I saw, it was kind of like, I felt a bunch of different ways. I felt like, okay, maybe because it doesn't sound like everything else and what most people are doing, maybe that was what tainted their ear. Because I remember a time in hip hop where you had to be so different from the next person or you were There's
Everybody
a shift
the same now.
somewhere that happened that if it doesn't sound like everything else, then it's trash automatically.
Yeah.
And I just sat back like, okay, all right, I can take that. It's not like I can't take constructive criticism, but I feel like it kind of went beyond constructive criticism. So I had to go back to it, and look, I have made albums that definitely probably would not be the top of my list.
What?
Encore,
Okay.
Relapse, which I believe Encore is a better album than Relapse. Relapse is something that I looked at in a couple of years, went back to and cringed at. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't even realize I was doing that many accents. I just started, for whatever reason, I just got into it and was just like, started on this weird serial killer vibe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And started wanting to talk crazy and started bending words more. And the only way you can bend them is with this accent, trying to use this one. And a couple years later, in making Recovery and slipping out of that, getting out of the accents and beyond it, made Recovery.
Yeah.
And I always say that if it wasn't for Relapse, I wouldn't have been able to make Recovery. And if it wasn't for Revival, I wouldn't have been able to make this album. So I'm good with it. It just, some people more than others went a little far with it.
A little far with it. I want to get into that too. And I almost, when I listen to Kamikaze and I hear some people say, man, that's the vintage M we wanted. We wanted Shady back, right? And when I listen to it, man, I have to admit, man, I hear something in you on this album that kind of made me rejoice in a way I've done in the past. I like the fact that you're not running from the criticism. I like the fact that in this digital age, you're not, cowering and then reforming to what people think you should sound like or how people think you should act, and you're calling it out. And I actually like some of these review shows that you see on YouTube, and they take people's music and they have fun with it. I look at these kids, and I see us when we were young. I see myself when I was younger before YouTube, and we'll go through a G-Rap album and, oh, this was dope, that was dope. A Far Side album, this was dope. Yeah. They just kind of doing that, right? And you address them. So you're that in tuned, like in the beginning of Ringer, when you talk about if you critique me, you can make millions. If I critique you, there's nothing I really.
Yeah, it gets into the territory where it's like you got, okay, so since the internet has become what the internet's become, and since YouTube and all that, you've got so many, how can I say this? It's almost like not enough Indians, too many chiefs. So it's like everybody on the internet, and in hip hop especially, it seems like either a rapper, a DJ, a writer, producer, has something to do with it, and I love the fact that so many people now have been able to get on easier than it was for me or you back in the day, because we didn't have this platform. So I appreciate the platform. It's just that now you've got people that not only are doing the same thing and they can do it better, but you've got people who don't do anything and are just critiquing it. So I sat back and I'm like, okay, that's fine. People can talk crazy about me. That's fine. They should express themselves, and they have a right to. But I also get to say whatever the fuck I want about you now. Like I said, I'm good with Revival. Fuck it.
Really?
Because I couldn't have made this album without that.
Yeah.
And there is something, I'm not gonna lie, there is something inside me that is a little more happy when I'm angry. It's like, as bad as it feels to be there, there's also something about it, there's a rush of it that I like, because it inspires me to say something back. So you get in that weird area too, where it's like, oh, he says he doesn't care about what anybody thinks about him. but now he cares about what everybody thinks about him. No, he's just saying he don't care. He'll say anything he wants about you if you say it about him because he doesn't care. Like, there's so many different levels to not caring about shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting because I'm like, how fucking off is my ear?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, and then it was interesting to watch the reaction of the Chloroseptic remix verse that I did.
Yeah, with 2 Chainz, and you put
Yeah.
that out in January.
Yeah,
You kind of,
I remember
you
that.
touched on, you guys formed your opinion just from a track.
And that's where I was at.
Yeah.
At that point in time, that's definitely where I was at. But I watched people going, oh, why wasn't this on Revival? Honestly, what if I said it was on Revival? You won't know because you didn't listen probably.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like, okay, I guess this is what people might want. Because I'm always stuck in that, what the fuck do people want? Like you were saying, that the old M is back and he's too old to be the old M. He can't do, like, no matter what, when I zigged, I should have zagged. No matter what, you got half and half every fucking single time.
You kind of say that, you allude to it in one of the songs where you said that you set the bar so high that, you know, at this point, you know, everything's considered a failure. Like, you're almost competing with yourself.
Yeah.
And you touch on it a lot in every song. Well, not every song, but majority of songs you touch on it, I appreciate. But I have to, like, the Joe Budden thing is really interesting because that, along with
Joe
MGK, of
Budden.
course, is making a lot of noise out there. And it throws a lot of folks off. When Joe first started commenting, it was mixed reactions. Some people said it was disloyal. Some people said, man, he's entitled to his opinion. I would assume that obviously it got under your skin, considering the relationship you've had with him with Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
How do you describe your relationship with Joe Budden?
Oh, damn.
You went in on MGK. You guys had a discrepancy.
You know, you go down the fucking wormhole of YouTube and whatever, right? So I see Machine Gun Kelly talks about Eminem's daughter, whatever, right? So what the fuck? Click on it. Like, yo, why is he? Then he starts doing a press run, basically, about Haley. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, my man better
Yeah.
chill, right? So that's not why I dissed him. The reason I dissed him is actually a lot more petty than that. Now I'm in this fucking weird thing because I'm like, I gotta answer this motherfucker.
I said, damn, they're gonna give the whole damn answer to
I know,
part 2.
right?
Shit. But you guys, like, comment, subscribe, let us know what y'all thought about this interview and everything.
What did you think so far from part 1?
It was cool. It was straight. I mean, I like that we actually have Eminem to actually listen to him and actually like have him to say what's on his mind and just say what's coming out of his brain and how he feel about certain situations and everything.
Yeah, I would
Like-
say, I'm sorry
Oh,
to
my
cut you
bad,
off,
my
but
bad.
I like the fact that he did voice the reasons why he ended up putting out this album kind of randomly, and the fact that he doesn't feel like the album that he put out before was the greatest, but from the one kind of being like a flop and people saying what they had to say about it, he was able to make I feel like what he thinks is one of his greater albums, which is a
Yeah.
good thing. It seems like he came harder because he said he was angry, and sometimes it takes people like being pushed like that, like, you know, and especially since he said like there's a difference between constructive criticism and where he feels like some people took it too far, and from that he felt the need to address it. And then the fact of the matter is that, like, you know, we gotta remember Eminem isn't like any other artist. Like, he's a really great artist, and
He's worth $190 million.
yeah, but not even that. Like, Eminem has never tried to fit into a box, which I
Yeah.
can respect that. He's not trying to be like, you know, these like mumble rappers nowadays, because he just can't. That's not how Eminem is. So I feel like that's one reason why all his fans were so excited by this album, because it was kind of like the old Eminem, as they like to say.
Get it, boo.
I don't know. That's all I
Get it,
gotta
boo.
say.
But y'all, did you hear what he said about Joe Budden or not?
Which part?
Wait, my bad. Do you feel like he should be mad at Joe Budden because Joe Budden said that he think Kamikaze was trash? Even though like him and Joe Budden was on the same. I
Didn't
think
he
they on
say
the same
something
thing.
about the other album before?
What?
Was it the album he had?
Not
before?
Kamikaze was trash. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't
Revival.
think he said Kamikaze was cool.
Yeah, Revival was trash.
Yeah, I think that's tough because if they're supposed to be like friends,
They
and
ain't
everything-
friends.
Oh, they're not friends.
Yeah, they were just on the same label or something
Oh.
like that.
Maybe he
Like-
could have worded it differently if he didn't necessarily like the album, but at the same time, it is Joe Budden's opinion. So it's like Eminem can't be upset, like, you know, about it, but then he can. I don't know if it's a tough situation. It depends on how close they were to each other. I feel like it.
Yeah, I don't think they was close at all.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Like, you know, it's like it is what it is. Some people aren't gonna like your stuff, and Eminem should know that. Sometimes he probably doesn't like people's albums, but I don't know whether he voices it like you know, with Joe Budden, how he come across though. He be like, it's trash. It's da 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 da.
He ain't saying that bad. But y'all, we gonna get into the MGK questions with the next interview if y'all
And
want us
y'all-
to react to it.
I'll say, let us know whether you want us to react to part 2 down below, and if so, then we would do so. And then after that, let us know whether you want us to react to part 3. You got anything else you want to add?
We on the road to 25K, man. Be a part of that. Check out that prank I did on Say It, by the way.
Wait, also,
Freestyle Friday.
yes, Freestyle Friday for the up and coming rappers that want to be like Eminem or better. We're bringing Freestyle Friday back. We want to help promote you guys. Make sure you send a link to either me or Theo's Instagram or our page Instagram, and then we'll go from there. We'll give you the details of how we'll be able to promote you and how you'll be able to promote us. So just send us a link and we'll go from there.
Any genre, not just rap.
Right.
But we'll see you guys later.
See y'all.
Peace.